As you're probably aware, I am back from a trip to Japan now, but before I left, something happened on the spells only account. Ooh. Book. Yes! I literally can't do any more wishes before I leave for Japan. That is amazing. Oh, we got the book and it looks so good. I was even an early pity because it was like 65, 66, somewhere around there. Let's go. So yeah, we have ourselves Neuvillette's signature weapon. Obviously, I didn't have time to level it or anything, but that's what we can do today. Well, as long as this is available today. Today's Friday, and oh, yes, we can actually farm it. I genuinely forget how to use this team. But now we have a C1 Neuvillette with a signature weapon. The account in general should be much stronger from that alone. Does that mean I'm gonna go and clear the Spiral Abyss very easily? No. Because in my opinion, spells only, or just catalyst characters in general, tend to suffer from not many of them being off-field damage dealers. They're either healers or they want to be on-field. Now, obviously, there are a few exceptions like Nahida and Yaimiko, but for the most part, all the others tend to fall into one of those two categories. And trust me, as someone who loves turning characters into damage dealers, a full team of only damage dealers doesn't tend to work out so well. Farming is hopefully complete, so now we'll find out if we actually have enough to max this. I have a feeling we're gonna run out of the XP stuff for this. I really hope that's not the case, but it's looking like it's gonna be the case. But this weapon gives a stupid amount of crit damage. Oh, we just barely have enough to get it up to level 70. It looks like we're also gonna have to fight some more of these purple bubbly boys. And then I guess I'm just gonna rely on the blacksmiths to try to get as much of the weapon XP stuff that I can. I am definitely going to be keeping Wagner busy. But let's put that on hold for just a second. There's probably something that a lot of you are wondering right now. There's a certain character that currently has a rerun on the banner. Then that's great and all, but there's one little, just a tiny problem. Our primogem situation isn't looking too good. And I saw some people saying that apparently in a previous video, I had stated that I would never pull for Scaramouche on this account, which I don't remember doing. However, I kind of understand why I might have said that. Like I had mentioned earlier, a lot of Catalyst characters want to be on-field DPS. So if you look at most of Scaramouche's teams, you won't see a single other Catalyst character. So basically, even if I could get him, which I mean, if I had the primogems, I definitely would pull, but I just don't think we can build a team that would really work that well for Scaramouche. You would end up like Ningguang on this account, where we just don't end up doing much with him. Now that being said, as I get primogems, I will just chuck them on the banner, but I'm not going to go super try hard trying to get so many primos because I'd have to get way too many. I'm not going to be including all the wishes in the video because they get pretty boring seeing all the blues. If there is a gold at any point, you know, I'll show you guys. But also the other downside to pulling on this banner is all of the 4 stars that are right up aren't catalysts either. So all of these wishes, they're kind of wasted, but I just assume, you know, it's building pity, right? There's gotta be another catalyst down the line that maybe will be really good off field. Here is our first purple. And would you look at that? It's not a catalyst. Oh, but you're C6 on this account? Hello, what? Can you be C6 on my main account? Oh, and just maybe you guys forgot what our pity's looking like. Let me show you. Pity on this. Nothing. Oh, but what's the pity on the weapon banner? Oh, nothing. Needless to say, we're probably not seeing a 5-star for a while. On the standard banner, we are at 36 pity though. Soon to be 41. I love how I said I will not be showing tons of wishes in the video, and then I proceed to show tons of wishes in the video. Oh, actually, you know a way that I could get some weapon XP material? We do have some events going on right now. However, we did just complete this entire event over on Geo only. So I will be going through this again, but I'm just going to be cutting all of it out. So I will see you guys when it is time to collect all of the events rewards. I did everything that this musical event has to offer, and now we get to do the fun part of going through and claiming all of the rewards. And I guess we can go ahead and just waste these primos on Scaramouche's banner. So what that probably means is we can just cut to after the wishes because there's not going to be any gold. And all of the primos have been spent. But the question is, how far can we bring the weapon to 75? We will do that and then we'll go check on the blacksmith. And in case you're really curious, all we got from the wishes was a sacrificial sword, which we can't use anyways. But now we can get the book up to 76. Then sadly, the new version of the Windtrace event doesn't give any weapon XP. I am going to quickly go through and just do some of the Spiral Abyss. I'm not really worried about actually trying to 36 star it right now. I just want the free primos. So there's floor number 9. There's floor number 10. And there's floor 11. Floor 12, I'm not going to try too hard. Ironically, these are the same 2 teams I used on floor 11. This first team, it is fun to use. I just don't know how effective it actually is. But it is definitely a very colorful team. What did I just see? I definitely did bring the wrong teams for the wrong sides because I should have had Cryo or Pyro or Dendro on this side. And no, Charlotte doesn't really count. But even if I did go back and swap it, there is no shot we hit 36 stars on this cycle. Which is why from the beginning I said we're not really trying to do this today. I will just happily take my 2 stars. And we'll just have to accept our 0-star clear on the last chamber. But hey, at least we get Mora and some primos. Fun fact, those primogems have already been spent. They didn't even make it 10 feet away from the portal. The Spiral Abyss gave us this artifact, and if it rolls well, it is a very good off piece. And so far, so good. You know, it did roll once into HP, technically twice into ER because ER wasn't there to start, but that's not a bad piece. I would put it on Neuvillette. Actually, it's technically not as good as what he has. Same HP, less crit rate, and just some ER, which is nice. But he's already using an off piece, which apparently isn't even fully leveled up. I already forgot what we did to get this, but we got some more weapon XP material, so it's gonna go straight into the weapon. Then for the final ascension, we are gonna have to wait at least a day because I don't have any more of these guys left in the world. And yes, I could go into co-op. I don't really feel like going into co-op. However, if we check Neuvillette's, actually, you know what? Let's go hit an enemy first. We just need to change our HP a little bit so that we can actually have some crit rate. And then we have a 71 to 301 crit ratio. And I believe the weapon will get about 8% more crit damage. Like I said, that weapon in terms of crit damage is just cracked. Then I was just looking at Neuvillette's talents and I saw that the skill's only level 7. Granted, the skill isn't a huge source of his damage. I figure for the sake of OCD, we can go ahead and level that up. So with a bit of crafting, we can bring that to level 8. And that, it just looks so much better. But it is currently the next day, which means there are some purple people we need to take out again. And I think we can indeed make it just enough, which will of course allow us to ascend Neuvillette's brand new weapon for the last time. Of course, I kinda can't level it up yet, but at least I don't have to worry about farming specifically for it anymore. Okay, apologies everyone, but ADHD brain just kicked in. I don't really remember exactly what I was doing, but it somehow led to me thinking, oh, DPS Barbara would be kind of fun. So while I'm sure this is only gonna last like an hour at most, if we want to level up our normal attacks, we kind of need to farm this boss. And trust me, I am so aware that this is a stupid idea. But like, look, we have decent crit and we get 3 drops. The game wants me to do this. It's really, someone needs to stop me. This is such a waste of resources. I mean, what would really be funny is if I put Neuvillette's weapon on her instead, but I'm not going to do that. That would be stupid. But now look at this. Ooh, 12k. Huge damage. Neuvillette truly has nothing on Hydro DPS Barbara. Now, before I waste even more resources, we should probably go ahead and do just a little bit of Windtrace. I was planning on doing a full video of just Windtrace, but I don't really like this version of it. Kind of not the biggest fan, because I don't know if it's just me, but this feels way more skewed in favor of the hunter. But I'm gonna try to be smart about this. I'm gonna wait till they get nice and far away, and I'm gonna start oh, they're coming back. And then when someone else pings one of these things, I'm gonna ping this one. Oh, nope, they're coming. See, this works a lot better when everyone's doing them at the same times. But if the other hiders aren't also doing this, then you're kind of just screwed. Okay, I can finish this one. I'm gonna do it. I'll be the hero. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at, beautiful. I did it. Now, the hunter did get the favor, and they made me glow. I don't like glowing, and you can't hide during this. You can't disguise during this. You're just dead. All you could do is try to get to positions that are more annoying for them to get to. And there we go. We actually won. I think that is the first time I've seen Rebels win. But let's be honest. The reason I like Windtrace the most is because I just loved finding the stupidest hiding spots. That's what made this event so fun for me. But with this version of it, you really can't hide. Like, yeah, occasionally you have to go hide so that they don't see you trying to do whatever you got to do. But if the timer runs out, then the hunter automatically wins. So it really isn't a hide and seek event anymore. And that just makes me really sad. Also, no offense to this hunter, but they're not exactly doing the best job. Their method seems to be when one of these things is being charged up, no matter where it is, they run over to it and they just ping once and then run away, which doesn't seem to be working so well for them. Oh, watch, here they come. I made it ping. They're going to come over. I'm way too close to it because I know that they're going to use their skill. But they didn't even use their skill. Oh, wow. And they left. So I can just go back and finish this off. We only have 17 seconds left. So I got to go help this person try to... This isn't going to work. We played it so fine. The hunter wasn't really doing a great job, but we still lose because of the timer. It just doesn't feel good. And I think the worst part is for a while, I've been saying I can't wait until they bring back Windtrace. And now they brought it back, but it's not Windtrace. Maybe next year it'll be back to Windtrace. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're so good at the game. That was the best start I've ever seen. Like, I get what they were trying to do with making it so that, you know, you don't just sit in one spot the entire time. I get it. But even so, I still like the other version more. So this is looking like another W for the Rebels. Oh boy, it looks like I'm the hunter this time. What if I just gave them all a free win? I mean, I'm pretty sure that they would appreciate that. How did that not count? What? Huh? Wait. When you're invisible, you're not supposed to be able to be captured. Yeah, look at this. Enter hidden mode for 5 seconds. During this time, you cannot be discovered by the hunter. Well, that appears to be a big old lie. Wait a minute. As a stool, I can sit on a stool? Never mind, I take it all back. This game mode is amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm a parkour master? I messed up. Crap. Wait. Oh, wait. Huh? What do you mean? I got caught. I went back to the prison thing. I was supposed to escape in a couple seconds, but it let me run out before I had to escape, and then they caught someone else, and it just ended. I'm assuming because it spawned me outside of the prison area, I technically wasn't in prison, and I was dead, and the other person was dead 2 times over. The other person was already out. So I think it just counted us as all being dead. I take back my take back. This game mode, big stinky. There are the maximum points that we can get from this event for the time being, though. Really wish there was weapon XP in here. Oh, I mean, there's a little bit. Could definitely use more than just that, though. And oh, look, more primos we can waste. Oh, it's something we can use? I think the game was trying to tell me, like, hey, you're not going to get the animal catalyst that you're pulling for, so we'll just give you another one instead. Unfortunately, it's not one of the fun or exciting constellations, but it's still good nonetheless. All right, so hear me out here. I know I was joking about this whole DPS Barbara thing. I'm not going to leave this on there. But it would be really funny if I did. Oh, there'd be so many angry people in the comments. It's so tempting. But if our goal is to make 2 good teams for Spiral Abyss, this is going to be one of the teams most likely. We got double Hydro, we got some Cryo for freeze, and we have Swirl. And then Neuvillette is obviously just big damage. So then for the other team, a Hyper Bloom team like this would be good, but we can't use Sucrose, so we could slot in Baiju instead. However, Nahida already does quite enough Dendro application, so we don't really need to do that. And so that leads me to this team, which is kind of like, you know, just having the Sucrose there, but we can't use the Sucrose. And then Barbara applies Hydro for the Hyper Bloom, but if she's on a DPS build, she can even do some damage. So it's very cope, but this might not be as terrible of an idea as I thought it was. And in case you're wondering, she's on this set because obviously she's going to take damage and she's going to heal herself. So she gets 36% extra crit rate and 201% crit damage. Because I was looking through our list of characters and there's some that I would like to use, like Hazo. But the problem is we don't have good supports for them. For Hazo, you pretty much want a lot of different elements. And ideally, they're going to be off field. So that would be like Yaimiko and I guess you could say Kokomi. Then besides that, yeah, I guess Charlotte. And so something like this could work, but Charlotte's on the Neuvillette team, so we can't have her there. I'm just saying at some point in time, I kind of would like to try out this team. Then we have a similar situation with Risley. We would want to run him with Charlotte for some more cryo particles and cryo resonance. But once again, Charlotte is on the Neuvillette team. And we have Klee and Yanfei, which both could be damage dealers or shielders, depending on, you know, how we want to build her. But ideally, you want to pair them with some off-field hydro application, and Kokomi's our best one, which isn't really great. This is what I was saying earlier and what I've been saying for a long time about Catalyst characters don't do so well when it comes to off-field support. And if you just kind of slap all the characters that do well off-field together, you get a Hyperbloom team, which tends to be why that's one of the teams that we end up using a lot, and why some of these other DPS characters don't see as much use. Now, if we're not talking about the Spiral Abyss, we can make some fun teams. But outside of the Spiral Abyss, you don't really need to build teams. Also, before when we did the Spiral Abyss, I didn't realize it, but afterwards, I was going through looking at some of these artifacts, and people were on the completely wrong sets. I mean, Baiju had the Widsith on him for some reason. But putting those terrible builds aside, I'm just going to address something that I'm sure I will see in the comment section. People are gonna say, if you're gonna do a DPS Barbara, why don't you just instead use Kokomi? Then you just invest in HP, you don't have to worry about crit rate, and you get heals out of it. And to that I say, please do not bring logic and reasoning into this. We don't need any of that here. Okay, so logic and reasoning aside, I just looked at these scalings here, and at level 3, Kokomi scalings for 1, 2, and 3 hits of the normal attack is 78, 70, and 108. If we then look at Barbara, who has a level 7 normal attack, 56, 53, 61. So even adding up all 4 hits of the normal attack, the scaling is still less than level 3 talent level of Kokomi's only 3 hits. It would probably be in my best interest to instead invest into Kokomi rather than Barbara if we're trying to go as like a pseudo DPS sort of thing. But this is kind of a good thing because our Kokomi was never really built that well. And for some reason, all of my Ocean Hued Clam pieces are built with crit, when that is like the one thing that we really can't use on Kokomi. Oh wait, I'm so stupid. The reason that her scalings are higher is because they assume you're not gonna be critting. You know, future me, you could just cut all that out so people don't think I'm stupid or anything. We don't need that in the video, right? Well, with that figured out, that means that for our Hydro slot, we could use any of these characters. Actually, no, I take that back. Mona is on the Neuvillette team. We can't use her. So look who's coming right back on the team. Funnily enough, as much as this video has been all over the place with the teams, it is very significantly revolved around Hydro characters. These videos always start with one idea, and then it just keeps changing as I record more. Maybe that's just like a representation of my mind. I just constantly jump from thing to thing. So at some point, I really do need to go back and get Kokomi some actually decent artifacts. I think I'm just kind of avoiding artifact domains because I know I won't get very much good out of them, and it's just a waste of resin when there's so much else I need to do on this account. Like, for instance, leveling up Barbara's normal attack. That's a great use of our resources. I mean, look at her C2. It is basically begging to make DPS Barbara a thing. Though let's not forget that this account is just a Catalyst-only account, so having some wacky builds can just help make it more interesting. And if that makes me go out and build the characters I've been neglecting for a while, then all the better. So with just a little bit of farming, we can go ahead and bring Barbara's normal attack to level 9. I know people are gonna be freaking out in the comments about wasted materials, but if you're having fun with it, is it really wasted? With that though, I need to wait for resin before I can really do anything else, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I will see you all next time.